right there, you're in the middle of the world.
Very quickly, it became clear the movie would really grab you by the scruff of your neck and take you inside this world and not let you look away from the screen. That had to do with strong color palettes. That epicness combined with intimacy is what Moonlight came to look like. One of the concepts in the film is this idea of trust in our parental figures, and I think there's a lot of conflict of Chiron's journey finding adult figures that can help guide him through some difficult moments in his youth. And Juan is one of these characters that really champions and gives a sense of trust. He does that in this swimming scene that had to have a sense of intimacy and a struggle with it. Our approach was to make the scene feel intimate, and that's when we said, let's get the camera out into the water. The camera needs to feel like it's participating within these scenes, not just documenting them. I'm not an underwater cinematographer. We didn't necessarily want that, though. Barry and I are often trying to visually represent characters' perspectives. We wanted it to feel like a struggle. And in a conceptual way, this was the idea of throwing me out there with this big thing and trying to fight the currents myself in the same way that Little is fighting the currents. I don't think Alex knew how to swim, and so we let Mahershala guide this young man, and me, camera included, out into the water, try to capture the swimming lesson in real life, in real time, like a documentary would. Sometimes your reaction to moments is as good as a well-detailed plan might be. Sometimes it's even better.
We got a swimmer. You wanna try? You ready to swim?
We had scheduled half a day to shoot this swimming portion of the scene. So we're setting up the equipment, we're getting the camera into the water. Meanwhile, Barry, being from Miami, realized, oh, look, there's a storm coming. He said that we have about an hour and a half to get this shot. I think he was probably about right. I think it was about an hour and a half later. We had to run for cover because a massive rainstorm had come, and it was hours before we got back out there. The sky does change on us. At some point, we begin the scene in full, beautiful, clouded skies, and by the end of it, the dark rain clouds have come over us and alludes to what is coming, the journey of Chiron, this impending cloud.
At some point, you got to decide for yourself who you're going to be.
The swimming scene definitely stuck out to me, almost like a marker within the entire narrative that kind of stuck with you. We all have those in our lives, these markers that shapes our journey on some level, whether that's a swimming lesson or a bike riding lesson that alter your own personal narrative. I feel very lucky to have met Barry when I did. I felt very lucky to be at the beach that day with them and feel like I participated in capturing a story that has a lot of meaning for people. By no means did we think it was going to reach the kind of people it did. The film is so personal to Barry, I think, is what makes it so universal. And I think Barry has a really wonderful way about finding ways to make stories intimate, which I think is what's connecting the audiences to these stories in ways that feel very powerful and very potent.